Okay, this video is looking at the situation at the end of the German, well, it's the end of the German movement phase in PM, 7th of June, PM term. As you can see, the German supply net is beginning to knit itself together now. So there's units all over the place that are there's very few units that actually are out of supply. You can see units are coming in down the road, the Panzer over here, and the 17th SS here. The Allies have had a go at them with some ground attack recon missions, but not very successfully, to say the least. In fact, they were completely unsuccessful. We've got the 21st Panzer that is really just slid out of the way slightly from the far bank of the Orne here, in order to allow the 17th SS in there, which is basically covering the approaches to Caen, stop Allied airborne units like the 6th making an end zone rush to get into Caen. 21st Panzer is pretty much grouped together in an attempt to try and stop the Allies from getting nearer to Caen, and they're in force. They've actually used up all their field replacements as well, getting the division into some sort of semblance of order. In fact, that's not strictly true. I've just realised I used a field replacement to build back a armoured unit. That's not allowed, so I'm just going to remedy that now. Okay, that's sorted. Looking at what else is going on. This area here, to the west of Bayer, is a bit of a mess. The Germans have really got a very, very thin line of units that could stop the Allies from pushing forwards. The 716th, is it 716th? Yes, the 716th division is an absolute mess. It's got no field replacements, and it's being reduced to a shambles of what it was. Other issues here, the Germans have got a very sort of skimpy defence around Bayer. Well, the Allies have certainly got a chance to take that. The Allied beachhead here has actually come together, so the American and the British sector are connected. Americans around home are struggling because the 352nd is still capable of some resistance. It's used up all its field replacements to try and get some units into the battle. At one point I was using field replacements to replace eliminated units. You can't do that. You've got to be replacing units that are in general supply. Now, oddly enough, this unit here was a remnant, which is a white counter, which is a 126 counter like that one there, but it's in supply because it's considered to be a core base unit, so it's in general supply, drawing supply from Bayer. So I was then able to use the field replacements to bring that one back to full strength. I don't think that's in the spirit of the game. It's certainly a loophole in the rules. I don't think it was intended to work like that. Other things we've got this little unit here, the 30th Division, Infantry Division, which is it's a pretty useless formation. It's coming down as probably going to try and shore, well, it's got to try and shore the line up somehow here, the line up, because the Allies could quite easily break out of this Omaha area in the next turn or so. We've got other units coming in. There's another, I think that's the 12th SS over there, which is a shoddy unit, complete rubbish. I don't know how it's got itself into that state. It's probably just come from the Eastern Front or something. We've got another infantry division coming in here. That's going to take them a long time. German parachute division here. The problem is their HQ's still a long way out. It's actually over here. So they're out of supply, but they are sort of holding a line south of the Utah bridgehead. Got other German units here, they're all coming in to supply. So you've got quite a good coverage here with the 709th, 243rd and 91st Infantry. That's going to be a lot of units to try and break through here, because the Allies really got to drive on Cherbourg as quickly as possible. Looking at the Allies, basically there's this conveyor belt of units that are just coming in, and there's very little that can stop them. Even the big guns can't reach them now because they haven't got any spotters. So there are guns over here. I've fired some of these already. They had to fire at the 6th Airborne because they can no longer spot onto the beaches here. Same with these guns here. They're only going to be able to engage Allied forces, these Ranger forces here. Omaha is a bit of a mess, but it's getting better, and there's a very, very scanty German defensive line holding it into this narrow sort of corridor that it's in at the moment. The rest of the Allies is at the front is sort of solidifying around Cannes, just north of Cannes here, but there are a lot of openings to the east here around Bayonne, which the Allies will exploit next term. So it's an interesting situation. Again, it's still a bit of a roller coaster. I'm still making lots of mistakes and having to rectify them and stuff, but I'm beginning to get an idea of how to play this. But it's going to take a long time to play it, so I suspect we may end up just playing it till the end of the breakout scenario, which I think off the top of my head is the 17th of June.